this is a reading for Scorpio. I am currently doing this reading at 8:40 p.m. It's the full moon in Cancer, which has been very emotional. I know cookbook astrology, or whatever they want to call it. The moon just came out. Cookbook astrology kind of explains full moons as, these high energy days and very emotionally turbulent, but I definitely felt that today, and it's storming outside. It's just been a good day to sort of learn how to stay present and feel through what you're feeling and realize you don't have to hang on to it. You can just let it flow. And I think full moons are a good point of transformation. Like, I was born under a full moon in Scorpio, so maybe that's how I perceive it, but I perceive the culmination of the full moon cycle as almost like you're giving birth to something that you've been carrying for a long time, since the new moon. So yeah, I felt like I've learned a lot today about just staying present and not allowing what other people value to get in the way of what I value, and kind of, it's difficult because you have to kind of work it like a muscle every day, and but yeah, I've seen and thought a lot lately about seeing the beauty in things, or just being super mindful, like observing the things around you and thinking, what do I like about what's around you? What don't I like about what's around you? Why? What would the tree that's in front of me feel like? What color is it? Is it windy outside? Is it sunny? Are there clouds in the sky? Are there birds? Are there birds in the tree? It's just about being present and mindful, for me at least. But I think a lot of people are sort of going through this with, the pandemic is kind of slowing people down, and even against their will. So, it's always driven in our minds to be productive every single day, and I have a difficult time with it when I'm away from work, just sitting still and not feeling guilty about it, like taking time for myself, taking time to slow down and really just breathe and see what's around me. And sometimes we push ourselves away while we're in the daily grind of work and everything like that, like work, or just societal expectations. So I think it's a good day to sort of let go of whatever is keeping you from nurturing yourself, and what in your home makes you comfortable. What do you value about your home? Strengthen that and make your home beautiful if you have the ability to, or if your home isn't a place you enjoy, perhaps it's time to move, or if there is a will, there is always a way. so change is possible. I don't know what I'm really getting into now, so I'm gonna do a Celtic cross spread for Scorpio for the end of January. I'm using the Crowley deck. So, and cards keep flying out. It's wonderful. So yeah. It's been a crazy night here. Just so snowy and wet and icy and windy, but at least it's mild out. It's not minus 27 or, you know, whatever. Okay. So what do we have for Scorpio for the end of January? Scorpio rising, sun, moon. Wherever Scorpio falls in your chart, this reading could pertain to that. Maybe you're watching for another Scorpio. It's always fun to watch tarot readings and have them resonate, so I hope this resonates. Okay, so at the center of your reading is indolence, which is Saturn in Pisces. So what I know from Saturn in Pisces, Saturn gets very slippery. And I'm quoting Liz Green on this from her book, A New Look at an Old Devil. It's a book about Saturn and his placements in the sign and houses. Saturn gets very slippery, and with all the chaos of Pisces, like all of the, the veil is very thin between the conscious and the subconscious, and so it's about structuring your life with boundaries that help you move forward in a way where you can create something physical. Like if you're protecting yourself spiritually, maybe this is also by spending lots of time alone, sort of like the hermit. I guess this is showing up as the Eight of Cups as well, but I'm seeing it sort of in a different light, because this isn't the same as the traditional Rider-Waite deck, but it's all you've built, you cling on to very tightly because it's so easy to lose. It's like trying to hold a fish that's still alive and squirming in your hands. So maybe realizing that you can't control everything, and moving forward with that, you can structure the non-physical boundaries by learning how to control your presence in reality versus your presence in your dreams versus your presence in meditation, and when dealing with the subconscious or when you're unconscious, you're learning how to work with these aspects of your life in a way that will make your physical reality more concrete, because I feel that having Saturn in Pisces can be very difficult because you're trying so hard to it's like you're trying to explain to people these things that, or these visions that only they're unique to yourself, your own mind. It's like you could try to paint a picture of this dream you have, but it's never going to be 100% exact. But that actually could be a good idea. Like maybe you're learning how to bring the spirit world, or where you engage with your unconscious or subconscious, maybe you're learning to bring that into concrete reality by painting or by writing or something creative, and that's going to help you move forward on your journey. And it is difficult because I know sometimes when you go through an artist block or whatever, it just feels like crap because you're, when people who are creative or use creativity as some sort of channel for their energy or their emotions, when they go through an artist block, it's very difficult because they don't have that channel or that outlet to focus that energy into. So it's like maybe right now, if you are going through an artist block, you know, you can't really force anything. You could try to just take out your notebook or take out your sketchbook or go to the easel, pick up your guitar, sing, even just listen to music, look at what inspires you, who inspires you, look at what you think is beautiful, and just try something. If it doesn't feel right, if it doesn't flow properly, just kind of work on your dreams a bit, or pay attention to your dreams, like write your dreams down or try to draw your dream. Or sometimes the first thing I do when I wake up with my boyfriend is I'll have this crazy dream and I'll wake up from it and be like, whoa, and I'll start to talk to him about it if he's awake, and we'll talk about our dreams and these little snippets that we can remember, and it's pretty funny usually, but that's a good way to remember your dreams and learn how to sort of take the reins of your subconscious, you know, in a way. So yeah, if you can't find any inspiration or whatever, you know, do something you love and keep doing it, and take a lot of time for yourself. And maybe if your friend is artistic or some sort of creative, it doesn't matter what you do, cook or, you know, knit, do woodwork, if you're a carpenter, anything really can be creative if you look at it that way. But if you have a friend or a family member or someone you know who is your muse, you can just call them up or text them or whatever and talk to them, and maybe hang out with them and then you'll be inspired, or you could like go to a cafe and just talk about art and stuff, or go to a museum or go to an art gallery, or but anyway, I'm kind of getting off track here, but so that's your first card. The second card, so this is your, what helps or hinders you. It's the Aeon. So this is one of the trumps. I'm also seeing this as your ethereal body is expanding, and maybe your outer world, maybe you're outgrowing it, or outgrowing certain friend groups or certain family members or groups, I don't know. That's okay. Listen to that intuition and allow yourself to kind of go with it, and really pay attention to how you feel when you see things that feel synchronistic or seem like things that are guiding you towards what you really love. That's the thing. I think you should be just following your heart, and it's like the material world right now is very, I don't want to say mundane, but it's, it is a difficult time in the world. We're going through a pandemic and people are sort of losing their rights, and the world has kind of gone crazy. So it's really about doing what you can in your own world and being present with yourself. And maybe if you can't go on a journey or travel or whatever right now, you can meditate and expand your consciousness and awareness. And maybe there are groups of people who are on similar wavelengths as you or have similar values or thoughts. You can join up with them, and there's something very powerful about a circle of people who are all sort of on the same page, because it's just that connection, and that's what I think we are here for in life. But yeah, I think you're moving on from some stagnant emotions, and you're learning to face your fears and sort of push beyond the boundaries. And once you push beyond the boundaries, and while creating your own spiritual emotional boundaries, you're able to kind of transcend this old self and move forward. And that's what I think about the full moon being this ending point for letting go of what no longer serves us. That's what most people say the full moon energy entails. So yeah, it's a beautiful card. I'll just kind of, it's hard to see because I don't have that great of a quality on my laptop, but yeah, you can kind of see that she's that person. I don't know if it's, the way I see it is it's one person's material self, like physical self, and then their ethereal self. So okay, so yeah, you have this feeling like you just want to start new, and you just feel like this place you've been for so long, you're outgrowing it. Like I said, for the Aeon. But you feel like it's just been building and building and building, and now it's time you just want to break free, and you want to start new, because you're at the end of this cycle, where it's almost like your higher self, or I don't know what kind of term to use for that, your connection with God or your intuition, the universe. I think it's all sort of the same thing. It's kind of calling you to move forward, and pursue this new way of life, this new way of seeing things, changing your perspective. If you feel you've outgrown your current foundation, it never hurts to build a new one. Even though it's scary, leaving your comfort zone. Maybe you keep your foundation, but you go and you travel for a bit. If it's possible in the world right now, there's not a lot of traveling allowed, from what I know at least. But I think in order to allow this breakthrough and this connection with your subconscious and expanding your vibration and being more in tune with the unseen, the ethereal, the spirit world, God, your connection with the universe. In order to expand that, I think you do want to start new, and I believe it's a good thing. It's not reckless. It's making sure you plan things out and that you're emotionally stable enough to move forward. And I feel like when you're ready to start new, you'll be really learning how to listen to your intuition, and you'll be so in tune with it that this will allow this new beginning to start, because you'll be seeing signs and hearing synchronicities everywhere, and it's going to allow you the support either from family members or partners or friends, people who are solid to you are going to kind of encourage you, and they may even help you. Maybe you could ask for help, but make sure you follow your heart, and it is scary, but you never know until you try. I need to take that advice as well, because I have a lot of Scorpio and a lot of Taurus in my chart, which are fixed signs. I really like being in my comfort zone. Fear of moving forward in case I lose my security. But really, like I said, once you're at that point where your intuition is basically screaming at you, you'll know what to do. And it's also through this new way of thinking, seeing the beauty in things instead of focusing on what could go wrong all the time. That'll just also keep you stagnant in this old foundation that you're trying to break free from. I feel like I say this in every reading, but it's seeing the world with new eyes. And once those dark thoughts start to creep in, I mean, those are normal to have. You can't push them down. You can't really control your thoughts, but you can learn to sort of redirect or re-engage with your feelings and thoughts when there's that sort of like transmittal from thought to feeling and emotion. You know, you can learn how to harness that. Like, you can learn how to harness the positivity in things and seeing the beauty in things rather than worrying yourself sick about what you fear. Like, it might just all be in your head, and you know, you never know until there's proof or whatever, until the truth comes out or whatever. Like, say you're afraid that your family member is in trouble because they said they'd be at this cafe at 1:00 p.m. and you've been waiting and it's now 1:45 and you're already finished your coffee and you're just like, it's snowing outside, you're worried maybe something went wrong, and then they show up and they're like, oh, sorry, like I had to deal with the kids, I had to, you know, I had to feed the dog, I had to make sure the dog got out for a little walk before I came all the way down to see you, you know, sorry it took so long, I had to drive a little slower because of the snow. And you're like, oh, okay, like, what was I worrying for? It's just like this worry culmination, and like, okay, everything's okay. But imagine if you didn't worry, you were just present in the moment. You just kind of wrote it out. And I mean, it's easier said than done to not worry, but I mean, when you get to that point where you're just worrying yourself sick every day about every little thing and replaying thoughts and fears over and over and over in your head again, it becomes really dark. And I know that from experience. Right now, Pluto's in my 3rd house, so I'm learning to transform my thoughts from fear to being more present. And I'm sort of transforming slowly. I know it's a long transit too, so it's no rush, but I believe Pluto would be happy if I learned how to control my fears. So yeah. So yeah, your goal is just, the 10 of Cups came out for your goals and your ideals, what crowns the reading. So that's an amazing card. That's what we all kind of want, right? Just emotional fulfillment and just this feeling that you can be grateful for every day is even just a blessing. Like, just the ability to have a home or have a family or have friends that support you, or even have a dog that you can walk or a cat that you can pet every day, or just the fact that you have enough food to survive. Those seem like kind of strange thoughts maybe, but it's like those little things, and seeing that, wow, life really isn't so bad. Like, it really enriches your outlook on life when you're thinking that way, and you're giving thanks and feeling grateful for every day, and learning that life has challenges, but that's how we grow. And anyway, it's just, you want to reach this emotional fulfillment. Not even that, it's more just this state of being secure, being happy, not worrying all the time, trusting yourself and trusting, your partner, for instance, or, whatever causes you worry, you're learning to just get over that, and you want to tap into this just feeling of, it's almost like when you meditate and you get to this level where your crown chakra opens, and you're just like, oh my God, and you feel the presence of God, and you're just so full of light and happiness. Like, I remember meditating one time, and I achieved this feeling when I finally let go. And it was I think it was only like once or twice that ever happened, but I was in tears. I felt seriously like God's presence like coated me in gold, or it was just amazing. But that's the feeling you're chasing, and I don't want to say chasing, but you know what I mean. Like, that's your goal, that's what you want to achieve. So yeah, we get 9 of Wands for your near future. So it's having that faith and just going for it. And I really like how this card has the sun and the moon almost in alignment, or in opposition, because we're experiencing this full moon right now. But yeah, it's when your emotional state and your physical state are aligned in this sense, where you don't doubt anything. It's like you trust yourself, you trust the people who you keep in your life. You have your boundaries, healthy boundaries for yourself. You're taking care of yourself. It's like nothing could go wrong, and it's like, I have this goal, I'm gonna go for it, because I trust that something good is gonna happen. And you even see challenges as a good thing, because you're excited to grow, and your outlook is so positive. It's like Sagittarian almost. It's like 9th house sort of thing. So I guess, yeah, if you're Scorpio rising, this full moon would be in your 9th house, which is about higher wisdom, being in tune with higher beings, your higher self, God. Publishing, long distance travel. So this is all sort of making sense in a way, because you're wanting to leave this old foundation and start new, because you feel like you've reached this point where you've outgrown your spiritual or material setting, physical setting, your home. Could be a circle of friends, but yeah, you're moving forward, and it's like you're able to, when you're at this point where you have no doubt in your mind that things will go positively. Your approach is the Star, which is a beautiful card. It's another trump. So you're manifesting your wishes and you're allowing yourself to feel this positivity and this reassurance that comes from the synchronicities and what your intuition leads you toward it. And by having faith, you just start to build this beautiful relationship with God and the universe. And it's like so many blessings come to you, and you start to pour this, almost like what comes to mind is the word grace and prosperity. You start to share this with people. Like, you'll meet people and you'll just be so almost enlightened and eager to spread the positivity that it's like this vibration is almost too big for you and you need to share it. And that's beautiful because, like I said earlier, I think there's something beautiful about connection, and I think that's why we're here, is to just tune into this collective positivity and gratitude and love. And I hate to sound hippy-dippy or just like cliche or whatever, but for Scorpio, this is absolutely fucking beautiful. Excuse my language, because Scorpio goes through so many challenges, so many deaths, metaphorical or physical. You know, it's, if you're a Scorpio or have a lot of like 8th house or Pluto placements or aspects to your personal planets and Pluto, you know, even like having synastry with someone who hits your Pluto or your Pluto hits theirs, it's like it can be a very hard dynamic to learn how to transform. I almost said break free from, but I feel like the transformation is sort of like a breaking free from. Anyway, I'm kind of rambling, but yeah, so you're approaching life with this expansive sort of energy, which is Jupiterian, which is your 9th house. So it's like by just, you know, creating this wonderful world by following your dreams and seeing results from, you know, being a good person, doing what you can, not pushing yourself too hard, because that's when things start to go a little crazy. But yeah, by doing good for yourself, good for other people, being modest, you know, you know, it's just like the rewards are endless, and you're sharing, and you'll start to see these things come back. It's just like a constant exchange, which is wonderful. In your environment, you get the 3 of Wands. So yeah, you're looking forward to sort of connecting with others, and sharing this passion and creating with people, or just like on a larger scale. Maybe you have a book you're writing or something you're going to put out to the world where a lot of people are going to receive it. Maybe you'll start teaching, maybe you'll start like a meditation group, or just even like create some sort of zine or some sort of blog. I don't know. But you're really, really excited about coming together with like-minded people, and they're around. And it's also strengthening those connections. Like once you outgrow certain people, once you expand your energy, like once it gets to this point where you sort of feel like you're outgrowing friends or family members, I lost my thought there. Wow, I just lost my thought. Oh yeah, once you outgrow people, you sort of, your circle gets smaller, so it's like strengthening those people who are still supportive of your direction in life and share a similar outlook. It's like strengthening those friendships and hanging on to them really tightly. And then, you'll meet new people and so on and so forth. Maybe even your little travel or your little meditation journey will bring you new ideas, and when you talk about it or exchange thoughts about these things with other people, they'll have similar experiences to meet you with or something like that, where you're just like, this is amazing. You get that power boost almost. So your hopes and fears, you have the Princess of Wands, so yeah, it's almost like you're elevating and you're learning how to bring so much passion into the world, and just by being authentic too, and radiating this, like I keep saying, positivity. It's like you'll learn how to bring other people up, and it's like this strength that you've gained. It's like you're accelerating because of it, and because of the connections you're engaging with, and the passion, and trusting yourself and others, and it's like you're moving up in the world, and you never really saw this coming. It's like back when we read the foundation card, it was the Fool, and we thought, oh, you need to move out of this old foundation and start new, whatever the foundation represents to you. And it's like, okay, now you're like way beyond that. You're moving so fast, and it's like we don't have time to worry. We have things to do because this passion is just driving you, and it's beautiful. And for your outcome, you have swiftness, which is the Eight of Wands. Wow. Wow, this is a beautiful card. Mercury and Sagittarius. There's a lot of wands here, which is amazing. It's, emotional and passionate and movement and connection. So yeah, it's like, it's hard to think about this feeling without thinking about leaving your body and experiencing the divine. Like, that's how I see this card. I might sound a bit crazy, but in a way it's just like you are just on a roll, and I'm so happy for you. And Scorpio deserves this so much. This Mercury retrograde and Venus retrograde are teaching you a lot. You're really utilizing your time well by rethinking everything and spending time on your own to do this. And you're not, it's like you're building up these boundaries, which you haven't for a while, because you've just wanted to, be there for others so much, because it's, it is gratifying to be there for others. But right now it's like, by building these boundaries and outgrowing these people and moving forward, you're going to gain so much from it, because you're going to make so many more positive connections and inspire so many people and be inspired by so many people. And I just feel like it's this constant positive energetic exchange between you, others, and the divine. And that's what the whole world needs right now. And the rainbow does signify God's connection with man. And Mercury in Sagittarius, thinking big, seeing the big picture, thinking positively, being courageous and just sure of yourself and others, and being confident in, if you're doing good for, or your best, the best that you can do, which is all we can do. If you live by that, you know that you'll get positive results. And there's always challenges, but don't let those stop you. I just see this as really exciting forward movement that doesn't really stop, but it's like energetic. It's like you're on this energetic speedway and there's all these other people with you. It's like you're not racing against each other. It's just like you're riding off into the sunset together or something, like energetically. And it's beautiful. Always remember there's plenty of fish in the sea. There's plenty of people who will understand you. Don't let failed relationships hold you back, or don't allow fear to stop you, because this is beautiful. Like, what you're heading toward, this emotional fulfillment and this drive and this passion, are what you need right now, Scorpio. So I'm gonna finish off the reading. I'm gonna just pick a card from this silly Winchester deck. It's just like a country card deck with funny little pictures, but I love them. So I feel like there's real messages in the images, and yeah, obviously you can use playing cards for divination as well. So let's see, the Eight of Hearts. So yeah, it's almost like a father with his son, teaching him how to shoot. So this is kind of like, Sagittarian with the archer. You're learning to aim. It's like this is a new thing to you. Maybe you have some sort of mentor, or maybe it's just, you know, that aspect of having faith and feeling sure of yourself. It definitely is, you know, it's like, I can't mess this up. I've got this. And rabbits are really hard to shoot, and there's a rabbit off in the distance, so it's like, he's obviously gonna get that rabbit. You know, when I'm referring to this reading to interpret this card, it's like, yeah, they're gonna have rabbit for dinner in the next few days. A nice rabbit pelt, so no question about it. So I hope this reading resonated with you, Scorpio, and this is for, well, it's for whenever you find it. It's just a little bit of encouragement. I didn't expect this at all, and I don't really use these cards often. I just kind of take them out on special occasions or during full moons. So if you're still listening, thank you, and I hope your full moon night goes well and that you achieve all of your dreams.